This video is going to show you all the different lead acquisition channels and ways that I get clients as a automation freelancer. So if you are already an automation freelancer or you're looking to get started, this should give you a couple of cool ideas that you can start working on now that will pay you dividends and pay you in clients a couple of months down the road, and also ways that can get you clients right now as an automation freelancer that are working for me. These are the ones I actively use. And I also talk about the ones that I would like to start building up on if you want to join me on that journey. When it comes to getting clients, I like to think of two different channels, essentially, two different ways, active ways and passive ways. Active ways being you are actively doing outreach or sending people messages, for example, and then passive is more like building assets, like this YouTube channel. So YouTube, as you can guess, is obviously a lead acquisition channel for me because people come see my views. If they are a business owner, they are maybe trying to solve automation themselves and they are like, hey, this is actually a bit too tricky for me. This guy Gavin does it. I'm just going to reach out to him and get him to do it for me. And then obviously, if you are also wanting to learn automation yourself or freelancing yourself, people also reach out to me from there to get help to start making those skills and earning money online as an automation freelancer. So YouTube is a great way to start getting clients. And my channel is small. You can see I've right now got about 380 subscribers, but I've actually made quite a lot of money from YouTube because you only need 1 or 2 clients to come work with you over 6 months if they're worth a good couple of $1,000s to make it very much worthwhile. This does take time though. Obviously, building up a YouTube channel isn't something you just turn on and you instantly get clients. It's really understanding that you're building an asset. Like I started my channel back in March 2020, if I remember. I think it was a business coach I was working with who suggested it or gave an idea, but I enjoyed making videos. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to start making some YouTube videos, just teaching the things I know about automation, essentially things I wish people had made videos for when I first started. And it's worked really well. Obviously, it's developed in that I make videos also about what I do for my business now. It's not just all automation stuff, and also it's about self-development and my journey and things like that. But it's been a really great way for me to get eyeballs on myself, my services and things like that. I'm just going to go add YouTube as our first channel there. Then secondly, we have my website. I have a website that is very much branded towards myself. So it serves a little bit like a brochure, which you generally don't want to do, but I like to see this as like a brand hub. So it's a way that people can get to know who I am, what I do, and it's got links to all my different stuff. So free resources I've created, articles that I write, blog articles that I write, and also press and media. So places I've been, other shows I've been on, links to my YouTube channel, things like that, places I've been featured on with articles, and all these things is more passive. But again, this is just more opportunities for people to get to know who you are. They start to trust what you do because you're building social proof by putting your face out there. You're showing results that you get for clients. You're willing to put your face out there. And I actually get quite a lot of organic traffic from here. So I've also learned a bit about SEO and I've written articles that I had thought had a high probability of starting to get some organic traction. So just some of the articles here, I'll show you. Like I started to think, what might a business owner be thinking of? Hire an automation freelancer, or should I hire an agency to automate my business? Why am I wasting time in my business? So I took a bit of SEO concepts and they've done pretty good. I get some nice organic traffic to that. But again, people also watch my YouTube. They go check out my website. They get build more trust. They see more about what I do. And they're like, hey, let me actually book in a call with this guy, Gavin. And I've had people who are the business owners book in with me and also mentoring students book in with me through my website. So this has become a really great source of clients for myself. Again, this is something that's more of a long-term thing in that it takes time to build up, but you need to start thinking, this is how I think about it, is I'm building assets. It's not always just go and hunt for clients, go hunt for clients. I'm also building assets that in 1 year's time, 2 years' time, 5 years' time are just going to keep building value for my business and keep bringing people in no matter what I do. I'm just building more of a presence online and people can get to know me that way. Then the third way is Upwork. So Upwork is a much more active channel, but I get a lot of clients from Upwork as a freelancer. Obviously, this is my profile. I got top rated, so that's all groovy. But this also took a bit of time to get the ball rolling, but it's very active in that every day I can come and I respond to 3, 5, 10 proposals if I can. And as I've spoken about in other videos, if I roughly know my numbers of, if I send 10 proposals, about half of those get seen, 2 people respond, 1 of those becomes a client, I can kind of scale out to however many clients I want to get. And obviously some of those become long-term clients as well. So Upwork is very passive, not very passive, very active. It does take a bit of time to get the ball rolling, but there's lots of great resources online. And also I've got a tool called Leapfrog Leads that I've built with my friend Rob that also helps people get going on Upwork. So you can get job notifications in your inbox and win more projects. So check out Leapfrog Leads as well. That's been a great tool as part of my Upwork journey. But I would never give up Upwork for anything right now because it's been a great source of clients. If I want to get a bit more busy, I can just start sending out more proposals and things are really good there. As a fourth way to get clients, and this falls again more into the passive approach, I used to have a podcast. I stopped doing that because it was just too much for me to do with all my other stuff. But I started to try get onto other people's podcasts. And this actually plays into the website things a little bit because podcasts, if you think about it, if you go on a podcast and talk about a topic, you are getting exposed to their whole network. And obviously you want to make sure you have a website or somewhere that you can send them to. So if you go on a podcast and you talk about automation or how you can help businesses, because maybe their audience is business owners, then you can say, yeah, if you potentially need help with these type of things that I just spoke about, go check out my website or go get this free resource that summarizes what I spoke about on this topic. And if I go to my website again, as I was showing you earlier, I've got a page specifically for press and media, which firstly, again, builds trust and authority with anyone who comes to my website. They say, oh, Gavin's been on all these different things. He spoke about various topics. But also there's a concept when it comes to websites and SEO called backlinks and domain authority. So the more people who link to you on your website, as part of Google's algorithm and how they run things, the more people who point to you, they think, okay, does that person have authority? And if they are pointing to this other person, Gavin, then Gavin must have a bit of authority. So it also increases the probability that your website gets shown when people search for certain things, also for when you write articles, because you have domain authority. So I also go on podcasts and things like that to build that domain authority and trust. And what I do to make sure I get that backlink, as I was calling it, is I'll ask them, I say, hey, can you include a link to my website in the show notes and include a link to it? Obviously, you don't want to push on that too hard because they've already been very generous by letting you speak to their audience, but it never hurts to ask. And if you give them the text to include on the website, you can just include your link and they will drop it there and you're good to go. So that's been a great way to build, again, trust and authority and also backlinks to improve the presence of my website. 2 channels that I'm trying to start building better now because it rides that balance between active and passive is my Facebook profile and also my Twitter. So if you want to go follow me on Twitter, please do. I share lots of tasteful insights and bite-sized chunks of automation stuff. But the reason I want to build Twitter is, again, it ties into building a presence, a personal brand online so people get to know who you are, that builds trust. And then again, if you have something to link them to, like a website, they slowly go down further into your world and they eventually think, I might want to get help from this person with what they do. So I'm trying to build up my Twitter audience a little bit, get in there slowly, hopefully get like 500 followers in a little bit. But you can see the way I've positioned myself is I tell people what I do in the space that I operate, and I try to give tidbits about what I do, things I think about when it comes to business, and obviously when it comes to automation stuff, so I can make sure people know they get value from also what I talk about with the automation. Same with Facebook. So Facebook rides that line between active and passive in that if people come to your profile in 6 months' time, they can see all the posts you've done in the past. And again, I am quite actively promoting that I'm a certified Zapier expert. I do automation stuff. I talk about complexities in businesses and how you can use automation and get help from automation experts to help you with those things. And these things all build up. And as I've spoken about in other videos, this creates your opportunity surface. You create so much opportunity for people to come across you, to go further into your world, and then eventually start working with you if they like what you do and they think you can actually help with their businesses. So to add those last 2, we have Facebook plus Twitter is what I'd like to start built in. Those are taking a little bit of time because you do need to have the right personality. But again, all these things, it's a balance between active and passive. But what's really helped me is to get out of the mindset of I can only go after active channels. I started to think about what's going to get me clients or build me great opportunities in a year's time or 2 years time. And that's why I started the YouTube channel, the website, all these things that are just going to be there working for me when I'm not sending messages, for example, or DMing people or emailing people. I hope you enjoy that. These are what I found have worked really, really well for me. There are lots of other ways to get clients. I've seen people get great results by doing lots of DMs on Facebook, Twitter, platforms like that. You can do lots of cold email, which I've also done as well. I've sent emails to people, but I don't go super hard on that channel as much. Maybe you take one of these ideas and you want to start building yourself an asset as well, like YouTube or get on podcasts, start building your Upwork profile. All of these things I suggest because I've done them myself and they've done really great things for my business and for myself. If you found the video useful, obviously grab a subscribe. I always appreciate that because it helps me know people actually enjoy the content. And if you are a business owner looking for a Zapier automation expert who can help you automate your business, feel free to reach out to me. Or if you are a freelancer or someone who wants to start in freelancing and you are in the automation space and you want to learn the skills and the tools that have helped me get to consistent $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 months, feel free to reach out to me as well. I would love to chat to you and see how I might be able to help you. But until next time.